Hello there everyone, and thanks for joining me once again. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I've been away for a couple weeks, so I'm back now, and I thought I'd put the new fly out for you this time around. And it's a soft hackle pattern that I tie up, and it's tied with the peacock herl, and the hackle is a hen pheasant body feather. And if you don't have hen pheasant, you can use I also tie it with rooster pheasant, and grouse feather works good too as well. And I thought I'd share this pattern with you. I've had quite a bit of luck on it in the spring of the year. And I'll get this guy the vise here then, and a fresh hook in and get started for you. And the hook I'm using is a TMC 200R. It's a curved shank nip hook. And it's a size 12 here, so I'll get this guy locked down in the vise. Okay. And thread is danvilles 6/0 in a brown. So like we always do here, I'll get a thread base started right behind the eye, put a hook eye length or so, and we'll just proceed back towards the bend here, get a nice thread base laid down, and I'll go to about the hook point or so, and I'm going to snip that off because there's a tag on this here fly. I always put a tinsel tag on this particular pattern. And the tinsel I'm using is some UTC holographic medium gold for the tag. And if you don't have that, flat gold will work fine too. So I'll get a piece of that here. Now the way I do this, I'm just simply going to tie it on top here with a couple securing wraps. Then I'm going to wrap back to about the barb of the hook here, just above the barb. Okay, just like so. Then proceed forward again, stop at the hook point, and then I'm just going to take whatever wraps it takes to cover up our thread wraps there, usually 4 to 5 wraps, just slightly overlap. Just 3, 4, okay. Now I'll come up and tie that off right there, catch that in. Okay, I'll make a couple wraps forward on that, and I'll fold it back on itself and lock it down good and tight there. And I'll snip off the excess and come back a couple more wraps just to cover that tag end. Alright, now to make that tag durable there so it doesn't come off with the fish's teeth and whatnot, I'm going to take a little bit of Solarized bone dry here, and I'm going to put just a wee little coat on that guy and cure it up, just a quick little dab there. Just like so. Give it a shot of UV light with the torch here. Real quick. Doesn't take long to cure that bone dry. It cures pretty fast. Alright. So next, I'm going to move my thread forward. About halfway here. Now the rib is some uni oval gold tinsel in small size. Okay, if you don't have the oval gold tinsel, you could use gold wire if you wish, or copper wire. I've used that on them as well. We'll tie that on the far side here and let it slide down underneath. I'll try to keep that down underneath the shank as I go back. And we'll stop our tag end it there. Wrap forward again, just to make sure that's down there nice and tight on the shank. Alright, we'll stop about halfway again. I'll put that in the material clip now. The body is good old peacock herl here, and I have 3 strands here. And as always, we'll cut off the brittle tips. We don't want those. And I'm going to catch these in on my side this time. Just like so. Wrap back a few wraps. And then I'm going to take my finger and make a loop, because as you know in my previous videos, when I use peacock herl, I always like to make a peacock rope for the bodies, just so they're nice and durable. Lasts a lot longer than just wrapping it on the hook shank itself. Makes a nice strong body. Okay, then we'll wrap up to where we want to tie our body off, which is about that hook eye length or so behind. Now I'll grab my hackle pliers here, grab onto the loop in the herl, and before I proceed, I'm going to make a 1/2 inch knot there. Reverse dot my thread. I'm going to try that again, folks. Alright. Now I'm just going to bring my cradle over and rest my bobbin on there. Now we'll twist up the rope. Twist that clockwise. Just like so. Get nice and tight. Alright, so now we're going to proceed forward, right in front of our tag. As I make a few wraps, I'm going to give that a little pull. Just snug it in, but you don't want to pull too hard because it can break on you. Just keep it snug as we wrap the body up. That helps in durability as well. Make about 3 or 4 wraps, give it a nice snug little pull. And we'll proceed forward. Give that there another twist. Just keeping the rope nice and tight. Alright, and we'll wrap that up. One more little twist should do it. And we'll tie this body off here. Alright, so I'll move my bobbin cradle out of the way. So I'm going to tie off our body now, so I'll come behind that with a wrap. Then in front. And behind once again, then we'll wrap in front to lock it in. Nice and tight. And I'll turn my vise and snip off the excess body material. Okay, so there's our body tied in. Okay, next I'm going to make another half hitch, folks, here. Just like so. Once again, swing over the bobbin cradle again. Now we wrap your, we're going to counter wrap the rib here with the oval gold tinsel, so we'll start that and then just evenly spaced wraps as I go up here. Okay. The cradle out the way once again, and we're going to tie off our rib this time around here. We'll lock it down in place as we fold it back like so. Snip off the excess. And there's our body and our rib. Okay. Now our last step in the flight is to attach our hen pheasant body feather. And when I tie this particular pattern, I like to keep the hackle part sparse. So what I do, as you can see on the feather, I stripped one side of the fibers off. And if you like to have a little thicker hackle on yours, you just leave that side on, but I stripped it off for this particular pattern. Okay, so now we're going to tie this guy in by the tip here. A couple wraps, then we'll fold it back and wrap back on it. And we'll come in, grab our tip here and give it a little pull. That'll come right off for you. Alright, so now we're going to proceed to wrap our hackle, and I'm going to mention how fragile these are. So when you wrap these, you want to really be careful and take your time because they can break pretty easily. So I'll grab my little plunger style pliers here, grab the end of that, and we're going to give it a go here to see how it wraps for us. And you get 2 to 3 wraps with this guy. Just keep proceeding forward. And you'll see once I'm done how nice and sparse I like the hackle on these ones. Not a whole lot of fibers. We want the fly to sink. We don't want it to stay up too high in the surface. Okay, we're going to tie it off. Couple wraps around that stem, then I'm going to just fold all the material back, right back onto the stem, and sweep the hackle back at the same time here, the hackle, just like so. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to reach in and snip out the excess stem there. Careful not to trim any of my fibers. There we have it, folks. And as you can see, when I tie these, I like to keep the hackle fibers themselves going back to about the bend of the hook. I like them fairly long on this particular pattern. And I'm just going to take my little brush and just spread those fibers out more. Whoops. Thread slipped on me there, folks. No big deal. We'll just give that a go once again here. Wrap back on it. Alrighty. So that's all there is to this particular pattern. It's pretty simple. And it's been an effective pattern for me. Good soft tackle pattern, so I thought you might like to see this one. So now all that's left is a whip finish and a little coat of resin, and he's done deal. So throw in a 4 or 5 turn whip finish here. Just like so. Snug it down nice and tight. Snip off the excess thread there. Got one little stray fiber there I wanted to snip out. Okay, so he's a done deal, and you can just spread those hackle fibers around there, just like so. Okay. Use the brush, usually works a little better doing it that way, but there we go. Okay, you can see it's tied fairly sparse, but I find it's more effective that way most times. But if you wish, you can tie the hackle a little thicker if you wish. I mean, it's not the prettiest looking fly, but it's not always the pretty flies that catch the fish. So what I'll do next is put a little bit of bone dry on the thread wraps and cure that. Okay. Go all the way around my thread wraps there, just like so. There we go. And we'll hit that with the light and cure resin up here. Alrighty. So there she be, another size 12 pheasant soft hackle. And I used the hen pheasant feather this time around. This guy, like I was saying, you can change it up. I've tied him with rooster pheasant or grouse feather. So I hope you enjoyed this video this time around, and if this is the first time seeing one of my videos and you'd like to subscribe, go ahead and hit that good old subscribe button if you'd like to see more, and the little bell there so you're notified when I put a new video up. And throw in a like too if you wish, and also I like to hear from you, so if you have any comments at all, don't hesitate to write them down. I read every comment. And until next time, folks, I wish you happy tying out there, and hope to see you all again soon, and so long for now.